Hello again and welcome back to another episode of Father and Sundays, the unexplained guide to absolutely nothing. We are on episode 69 this week.
Nice.
And we are talking about Edinburgh.
Even nicer.
Anyway, stick around if you want to hear more. Welcome back for another week, Dad.
Thank you.
You were away last weekend. You're here this weekend.
Oh, yes, I was away last weekend. Yes, I was away doing my other job as a decorator of nurseries for your eldest sister. Yes.
Did we talk about in the last episode that you were going to be going there to do that?
I don't know if we did or not, but obviously, I went up there last weekend. We're trying to get things sorted for...
Oh, no, because we mentioned about it could be maybe this month, but...
Yeah. Yeah, so a little bit challenging, to be honest, because it was like... it's like papering the crooked house for a start, because none of the walls were the same size. The wallpaper was patterned, so you had to match it all up. Rather bizarrely, as you unrolled the wallpaper, what would you expect as you unroll it? You unroll it to paste it. You'd expect the bit that's the end bit would be the top, wouldn't you?
Yes, you could roll the paper down and cut it to size.
Not the case. It was the bottom. So what you had to do is you had to...
hold it up?
Yeah, kind of hold it up and guess. And then obviously there was a lot of ways. Oh, I did get rather cross with it a number of times. And unfortunately, before I finished, I'd run out of paper.
I was going to say, did you get it done?
No. But if you just look at one side of the room, it looks really nice.
Which happens to be the side of the room that Annie's posted on her Instagram, which is helpful, isn't it?
Oh, is it actually?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. Oh, well, there you go. There she's been kind to me on that one.
The other side.
Yes, so that was last weekend. I spent a whole weekend doing that.
Wasn't quite done, but...
I think we worked out that I was in that box room for about 13 and a half hours.
You thought you'd done decorating with all your kids, didn't you?
Yeah, not anymore. It's just going to go on to the next level, isn't it? That's the thing.
Yeah, you're going to be called in to help rather than actually...
I will be
living
as a specialist.
there.
I wouldn't mind, but I'm not a decorator. I have done it in this house.
No, but you have got a plumb bob.
I have got a plumb bob. And
which was your dad's?
All the bit, yeah, which was my dad's. But I have got all the bits and pieces, and I do decorate, but I am not a professional decorator. So I do it as best as I can. Bodge up. Anyway,
yeah, well,
but that's
best you can. It gets by, doesn't it? I'm looking around this room, and I know it was a mixture of me and you in this room.
Yeah, decorate.
Because I did quite a lot of this room, but when it comes to the wallpaper, that was already there, and you did that years ago.
Yes.
So
still up.
I think we did a pretty good job in this room.
Yeah, it don't look too bad, does it?
The lines on the paintwork, I was pretty happy with.
Oh yes, that was you though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that might be.
But the shelves aren't screwed on.
The
shelf directly by me.
Yeah, see, this is the
on.
problem with me, is I really put a lot of effort into doing stuff, but it's like getting the Chuckle Brothers in to do it. I do kind of get bored and don't finish things off, and that shelf is a classic example where it's not actually screwed to the bracket.
It's screwed to the wall, like the bracket's screwed to the wall,
but
in the wall,
sitting
on top of
sitting on top. Well, it's all right.
So I've knocked it a couple of times and it slid down.
Has it?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Don't knock it then.
Yeah.
Don't try and do that.
It's got a soundbar on top of it as well.
But
that's meant to be attached to the wall, the soundbar, isn't it?
It is as well, yes, and that isn't. The thing with this wallpaper didn't have a pattern on it, but it was done in the right way. Now, I might be wrong. Perhaps patterned wallpaper or theme sort of stuff on it.
I mean, it
does
is
come out
lining paper and it does overlap, and it's not meant to do that. But.
No, look, don't look too close. I think that's the best. If you're going to walk into a room that I've done anything with, just kind of take your glasses off.
That's why I'm going to put a fish tank there to cover up that line.
But that paper, that's ridiculous. It's like having a sausage roll where the meat's on the outside and the pastry's on the inside.
Could this be a thing, though?
What? A pastry roll with sausage?
Or just a rolly sausage.
A rolly sausage with a... Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense to me anyway. Anyway. Other than that, there's something...
You're waving your finger at me.
Off topic. But obviously we had a...
Are you saying the wallpapering was on topic?
No, it wasn't on topic really anyway, but we're going to talk about Edinburgh. I'll get to Edinburgh. But I had, by kind of the TV was on a particular channel.
Which TV?
In my bedroom.
Oh, yeah, right.
And unfortunately, I was out of the room, and it obviously moved on to this program. And I'd presumed when Mum came up that she'd started watching this program, so I actually sat through it for some time, thinking, "What on earth is this?" And then realised that she thought I'd put it on, and I thought she'd put it on, so I turned it over. Basically, it was another sort of. I mean, we talked about On the Run, and we've done a version.
Idiots, both sitting in a room.
Yeah, I know.
Someone else has
But
turned the TV
we've
on.
done the On the Run thing in a recent episode, and that was based on Hunted.
Yeah.
But you can see how that goes. This will definitely not be one that we do. I think it's called Build a Bridge. And I think
like Build a Bear.
It's like Build a Bear, but it's a bridge. So, but I think the first one was somewhere in this country, but the second one is in Thailand or something like that. So quite exotic, like on an island. But it's like basically a group of people from all different backgrounds.
I know what you're talking about.
And there's two teams, and they've got to build a bridge. They've got all the. They're supposed to have all
those
the
buoyant
stuff,
kind of boxes.
But they have to find them. But they have to work together. But they've got a manual to do it. But I mean, it's a social experiment again. Now, if I used to go on training courses, as management training courses, where they'd say, "Oh, you have to build a raft, or you have to build this, or all of you together." And it's just to show teamwork. This was just awful.
Was it?
It was awful TV. I don't know how these people get these things recommissioned for a second series. It must have cost them a fortune to take them all out there. I didn't like any of the people on it.
I reckon it was because the Grand Tour did that.
Did they?
Yeah, they had those buoyant kind of things, and they
but that
built
was
a
quite
bridge.
funny.
To another
People in
Scottish
there
island.
had personality.
And they had to
There were
drive the cars
I'll
across
give
it.
There was a couple of reasons, and these people had to walk across it. Now, I didn't get as far as I think they'd only done one section, and that wasn't going to work because they put it in the water and it sunk. But it's everything that I don't like about TV. So we won't do that.
That's quite dramatic, that, I think.
But it is. It was just. You've been watching a bit of TV as well, though, haven't you?
Yeah.
And you started watching Who's Your Dad or something?
Oh, How I Met Your Father.
That's it.
Yeah.
Who's Your Dad? Yeah, you that weren't much cop either, was it?
It's okay. It's not. It's like a lot of American TV, to be honest. And this isn't to be too horrible about American TV, but the humour can be a bit basic at times.
Well, How I Met Your
Mother was good.
Was really funny.
How I Met Your Mother was good. Although again, it's similar at times. But How I Met Your Mother was really good. How I Met Your Father, I don't know, just felt like it was too much of a push, in certain ways to be funny. But I still got really drawn into it, and I still ended up watching the entire series, and I still enjoyed it. But I wouldn't say it was really good.
Who's Your Dad? Because then people wouldn't have had such high expectations for it. Because if people watch How I Met Your Mother, it's really, really funny. They go to watch that thinking it's going to be as funny because it relates to it. If they'd just called it Who's Your Dad, they wouldn't have even thought of it, and they'd have watched it.
I wouldn't say it's as funny as How I Met Your Father. How I Met Your Mother, sorry. It is good, but it's not. I enjoyed it, but it's not really, really, really good.
Not really, really, really good. Oh,
Yeah.
we'll give that a miss then as well.
No, you can watch it.
No, I really don't want to.
Oh.
Anyway.
You didn't watch How I Met Your Mother, though, did you, either?
I did watch some of it, yeah. I thought it was quite funny.
Yeah, but you haven't watched all of it.
No,
That's
I haven't
my
watched
point.
all of it. Don't need to. I roughly know what happens.
Right.
You know what I'm like with these things. I want certain people to
Well,
get
I'm not being funny,
together
Dad.
with certain people, and
You
they
watched-
end up doing it, spoilers, but they end up doing much like I want them to do in the end. And all the journey to that, some of it I don't quite enjoy, some of it I do.
Right, that's television, though, isn't it? But I'm not being funny. You watch documentaries,
Yes.
yeah, and you kind of know what happens. I'm not being funny. You might watch a documentary about the Big Bang. You
Yeah.
know what happens. Life, things come to life, and
Yeah.
universe expands.
But a documentary is completely different to sort of a sitcom or
But the point being is, you know what's going to happen. So what's the point of watching it?
to find out more about what's going to happen.
Exactly. So maybe you watch How I Met Your Mother because you want to find out more about what happens throughout the series.
All right, okay. And that's our TV review of the week. And on to our subject matter.
We haven't even spoken about the pizza oven.
Oh, you got a pizza oven, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Does look quite cool, actually.
Yeah. Hopefully by the
looking forward
next
to
episode we would have actually
had some pizza.
had some pizza from it, yeah.
Are we going to do like we did with the chiminea chimney. Is
Yeah,
it called
we had
chimney?
that.
To see what we could burn in it.
No,
I get the
this one's
feeling
more
not because you bought it.
This one's more food related. Like with the chimney, we just used to
We used to put food in there.
Yeah, no, yeah, but we didn't then eat it.
No, just to see what would.
What burns and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But when it comes to this will be used for eating. So if I put something in there that isn't edible and it causes problems,
Fair play.
and I've got to clean it up as well.
That's
I don't have to clean up a chimney.
No, you didn't. No,
Well, you didn't really either, did you?
no.
You didn't even scrape out the ash from the bottom a lot of the time.
Well, what's the point? You're only going to get more
it was
ash
usually
in
the
it.
base, wasn't it?
Yeah, I used it. Yeah,
They always said put sand at the bottom, but we never did.
we
just
never put that. No,
fire
what's the point of
street.
that? Eh? Right. Anyway, Edinburgh. Right. 2 weeks
The
ago.
Scottish
Capital.
capital.
Oh dear.
Lost it there.
We're going to upset a lot of people by
Yeah.
doing this. Look, I'm going to say straight off, we were up there 2 weeks ago. I absolutely love Edinburgh. It's a beautiful place. I've been up there for various different reasons, work, rest and play sort of thing, and it just is. I like cities anyway, and we
You were
talk
there
about
for your
London.
honeymoon, weren't you?
Well, okay, so the first time I ever went to Edinburgh was I went up there for my honeymoon, but we were in.
Oh, was that actually the first time you'd been?
Yes, that was in we stayed in Aberdeenshire, and then the last 2 nights, because we flew in and out of Edinburgh, the last 2 nights we spent in Edinburgh. Now, I don't remember a huge amount of that, apart from the fact we did go to the
How
castle.
drunk were you?
No, it was nothing like that. It's just I remember the rest of the honeymoon, like where we were in, because we stayed in a castle, we went up to the Highlands and everything like that. It was beautiful. I don't remember a huge amount about Edinburgh, apart from going to the castle and doing some bits and pieces, because it was right at the end of the week and we were shattered and everything. Anyway, then I started going up there for work. Used to stay in Edinburgh, go off to Dunfermline, but I loved it. And even though I was up there a lot of the time on my own, I used to really, really enjoy just walking around. Never got tired of it. And then we started running up there and doing the marathon
we
weekends.
didn't run up there. We went up there.
Oh, we
and
went
then
up there
ran.
and done the runs.
It's
up
quite a
there.
long way to run.
Which we'll go on to, but which I love. I mean, this is probably a couple of weeks ago. We went up there for the 3rd time. Obviously, everything stopped for COVID, but I think that was my 3rd time going up there and running. But we all did it as a family, and it was great fun.
It is a lot of fun, Edinburgh. I really do enjoy it. It's really beautiful. In fact, we've actually been quite lucky. Well, last time it was quite lucky with the weather. It didn't really rain when we were there. It has really rained when we've been there before, though. But even then, when it rains and it gets moody, it kind of adds to the
I
the
just
scene.
think it's an incredible
The bricks, even though
city.
some of them are dirty, that kind of adds to the aesthetic.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's a really tall city and everything doesn't look tall, if you know what I mean. Like there's 5-story buildings that look like they're 3-story from one angle, but you go down a hill and all of a sudden they're 5 stories.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? It's like it's got Harry Potter like things, like
Obviously, yeah.
yeah, because it's based on it, but like it feels like you're in almost a fantasy thing. My big problem with it though, too many hills. Tone them down a bit, especially after you've done a run.
There are a lot of hills and some rather brutal ones at that as well. But I'll tell you what, just to get us going on there, I'll read out what the description of Edinburgh is, what they talk about Edinburgh.
Just capital letters, H-I-L-L.
Edinburgh
S.
is Scotland's compact hilly capital.
Catapult.
Now, what did we say earlier today when people were picking each other up on their how to pronounce things and all the rest of it? And you're straight in to criticise me. Edinburgh is Scotland's compact hilly capital. It has a medieval old town and elegant Georgian new town with gardens and neoclassical buildings. Looming over the city is Edinburgh Castle, home to Scotland's crown jewels and the Stone of Destiny. I thought that was excellent. Used in the coronation of Scottish rulers. Arthur's Seat is an imposing peak in Holyrood Park with sweeping views, and Calton Hill is topped with monuments and memorials. The city actually owes the beauty of its landscape to the most recent ice age. The obvious tail feature from Castle Rock to Holyrood, the edge of the Royal Mile, and the deep valleys on either side of Cowgate
You're
and
obsessed with
Norlock.
real mail these.
we're all formed thanks to the miles of moving ice sheets that shape them. And that's the scenery is just special. I mean, on our races, we run round Arthur's Seat on the Saturday, and then on the Sunday we run out from the centre of Edinburgh, through Edinburgh and out to the coast and it's just breathtaking, some of it. And obviously when we're up there running, we don't tend to go and see the sights as such. We do have a wander around.
We go see the different Italian restaurants that sell pasta.
And to the local Sainsbury's locals and Tesco's and get loads of bits and pieces in. But I love the feel of the place. I will continue to go up there and run, but I would love to go up there and do a little bit more exploring as well.
Do you think?
Yes.
Because Arthur's Seat is at Holyrood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think they should get a Holyrood sign?
What, the big white one with Holyrood on it?
Because it's got a similar aesthetic.
What, like Basildon has?
Being a huge hill. Yeah, like Basildon's one. Not like Hollywood.
I can't.
Like Basildon.
I cannot think that it would spoil it.
No.
I think it could only enhance the beauty.
Have you been to the top of Arthur's Seat?
No, I have. I think that we went there when we went on a honeymoon, and I'll have to fact check this with Mum, but I think we probably did climb up there.
I've always imagined that it's just got like a little dining chair up there.
A little seat.
A dining chair.
Just one seat.
One, not even like a big extravagant seat. A dining chair with maybe just the arms, like the ones you might get round Auntie Joan's house.
Oh, nice little throw.
Slightly posh dining chair.
All right. Well,
one that's been weathered a bit.
It might be exactly that up there.
Flavour and Sundays present Things You Didn't Know That Happened Ages Ago.
Adolf Hitler suffered from chronic gas. His extreme diet and stomach problems made life difficult for his dinner guests. According to medical reports, he had numerous prescriptions to try and alleviate his continuous farting. Right, so we've talked a little bit about what sort of character, like the character of Edinburgh, and how much we like that, and how dramatic it is as a city.
And by character, you mean like what it's like, not like Winnie the Pooh.
Eh?
Like a character like Winnie the Pooh or Scooby-Doo or something like that.
No, it's a character within itself. You talked about...
If it was a character, like London was another character, and what do you think it would be like? What's the person of Edinburgh?
Wow.
If it was a person,
I feel like if I answer that question or start down that road, it might start becoming.
I reckon they're quite tall.
Yeah. Red hair.
Yeah. Strong Scottish accent.
Yeah.
Quite broad, I reckon.
Yeah. So you're just talking
Big
about
fella.
a stereotypical Scotsman.
No, I'm talking about someone based on the city.
Well, there'd be
it's
more,
quite hilly.
but they'd be
broad and stuff
more
like that. Quite
cosmopolitan,
tough.
wouldn't they? Because it's a city and lots of different cultures and lots of different people from abroad and that go there to the universities and that. So it's a cultural city. You've got the fringe. You've got funny people.
Yeah, really
Good sense of humour.
He's a comedian.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also, where's David Tennant from?
Well, he's from Scotland. I don't think he's from Edinburgh.
No, he's not, is he? Okay.
Sean Connery, I think, was.
Yeah, so he's also a Bond. He plays James Bond.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think. Dolly the sheep, wasn't Dolly the sheep Scottish?
What? Well,
Was that done in Edinburgh?
Dolly the sheep, though.
Yeah.
Dolly the sheep just matches the same as whatever the actual original sheep was.
Yeah, but
I can't remember the name of the original sheep.
She was from Edinburgh, surely. Surely I read that somewhere.
If the sheep was taken from somewhere like Wales, but the clone was made in Edinburgh,
yeah,
surely the clone would be Scottish.
Well, yeah, because if it was actually made in that particular, it's like you, right? Well, it's a dual citizenship, isn't it? So So me and your mum born
That
in
doesn't
England,
work anymore. It doesn't matter if when you're
and
born
we go
somewhere.
to Wales,
it doesn't make you an automatically a
and
citizen.
you were born in Wales, right? But by 2 English parents that then came back to England, would that mean you were Welsh?
No.
So what?
No, it doesn't.
So
that makes
the only
you born
reason
well because they changed that because it used to be that you'd have citizenship of wherever you were born.
Yeah.
But that isn't the case anymore.
Oh right, okay.
It's based on your parents.
Oh right, I didn't know that. But that I don't know where we're going with this. Really, you started that off, and that threw me completely. What sort of person would be at Edinburgh? What sort of person would be London? London would be someone
Flat
who's a
cap.
bit up at themselves.
Short. I reckon London is short.
Short, really?
Yeah, short, but has the personality of all right, geezer, and thinks they're a bit bigger than they are.
Oh right, okay, and not funny.
Think funny in the certain crowd, but is funny because they make fun of other people.
Oh, so not the really nice, not sophisticated humour. No.
No.
Okay, and we're basing the sense of humour for the Scottish on the fact that the Fringe is up there, which is probably the majority of the people in the Fringe are not Scottish.
And also the hills.
And the hills. Oh my God, this just doesn't make no sense whatsoever. Right, okay, so we've veered
The
off
rolling hills, like rolling on the floor laughing.
Oh man, you're reaching big time now with this. I don't know where you're going for. I don't know what. Okay, Irish. What would
You
an Irish
talk then.
person be?
No, we're talking about cities, Dad.
All right, okay. Dublin.
Never been there, so I don't know.
Okay. Cardiff.
Never been there, don't know.
Okay, Paris.
Never been there, don't know.
What cities, capital cities have you been to?
London, Edinburgh. That's it.
Yeah, I think you're lying. You've been abroad.
Oh no, I've been to Brussels.
Brussels.
No, I haven't.
Oh dear.
No, I have. I might have. Oh, I've been to Amsterdam.
All right, okay, but that's, Anyway, look, Edinburgh. So, beautiful place, dramatic place, full of culture, full of fun with the Fringe being
And
there.
stairs.
Lots and lots of steps everywhere, yeah. It's got that sort of buzz about the city that London, I love about London. That I love about most cities.
I
Because
prefer Edinburgh to London.
Do you?
Yeah.
It's a smaller place
I
to-
become overwhelmed in London and there's too much going on and it's too big. Edinburgh, like you said, is a smaller place and I don't feel as overwhelmed when I'm in Edinburgh. Apart from the fact that the bus drivers are sometimes grumpy, but I think it's mainly when we're there, not because of us personally, but because there's a lot of people there and they're very busy because we only ever go to the Edinburgh Marathon Festival.
Yeah, that's true.
And they're grumpy because of the amount of English
I
people
ended up
coming there
walking
going
an extra five and a half miles because I had a bit of a disagreement with a bus driver at Musselburgh after I'd run a half marathon and when I had to get to my 8-mile stint of the relay. Yes, it wasn't really what I wanted to do and it was starting to get very hot, but yes. But saying that, the next bus driver I saw, nice fella, friendly, and the one after that was quite a friendly bloke and there was no problems with. So, you get them everywhere. Let's face it, we know in London people can be very, very rude in London.
But they're very busy, aren't they?
Yeah, this is true. So, I've never been up for the Fringe. I think that would be an amazing time to go up there. I know people that do go up there. You see all sorts of things going on, and it's just sort of alive then, I think. Other things about Edinburgh, well, we don't tend to taste the local cuisine when we go to anywhere. And I would say that probably Scotland as a whole,
tell you
if
what,
you go to somewhere like Edinburgh, you're going to have a lot of restaurants. They're not going to be traditional Scottish food.
We should definitely go to Italy because we definitely would eat the local cuisine there.
Well, we would, although when you go to Italy, it's a lot different to a lot of the stuff we actually eat, which we love Italian anyway. So that's why we've got a pizza oven there. But have you ever had haggis?
No.
Have you not ever tasted it?
No.
What about...
I ran in the Hairy Haggis Relay, though.
You did run the Hairy Haggis Relay, and well done to you for doing that.
Thanks. Well done to you too.
Thank you very much. What about... Now, obviously, when people start talking about food in Scotland, one of the things they straight away talk about is haggis.
I might sneeze.
Bless you.
Thank you.
And then,
sorry.
what's the next thing that people will say if you talk about cuisine up in Scotland?
Deep fried Mars bar.
Right, deep fried Mars bars. Now, I'm a bit confused about this because I thought
you can buy that locally
that
as well.
was a proper thing. Then when I went up to, and I'm very aware that Edinburgh is the capital of Scotland, but is just a part of Scotland, and obviously elsewhere there might be very different things happening. But I sort of started to believe there that was a kind of a myth, and that yes, you could get them, but it was really for tourists. It wasn't particularly a thing that they actually did. But then I did go to some places that did deep fried other things. So I think pizza was something that was deep fried once it's once it'd been cooked once, which seemed really odd as well. But when I started looking through the food there, that did come up. That the fact that deep fried Mars bars. It said a concept that was invented in 1992 by a man named John Davey in a Haven chip bar in Stonehaven near Aberdeen. The famous European chocolate bar is battered with a mixture of flour, eggs and milk, then deep fried, resulting in melted chocolate enveloped in crispy batter. And it's apparently sold throughout Scotland in the chippies. Now, so that again, that brings it back in. So it probably is a thing. But would you want that? Would you try that?
I'd like to try it, yeah. I think I would try it. Would you?
I don't know. See, I like batter, but I don't know whether it's something the sweet and that with it, whether that would work. Although people have sort of pineapple fritters and things like that. Corn dogs, you had them when we were in the States now, but you didn't like those particularly, did you?
I liked about half of it, and then by about halfway through, you're like, this is too much, and you give up.
Oh, right.
It was weirdly sweet, a corn dog, I found. I didn't expect it to be so sweet.
Oh, right. I'd have thought it would be sort of just, you got the hot dog, which is a hot dog, and then it would just be a crispy out into it. Like, I didn't think it would have much flavour to it, but I remember you not being quite as impressed as you would hope to have been.
Churros, on the other hand, loved them.
Lovely. Not particularly Scottish, but there you go.
Or American, more so Mexican.
Yes, yeah, quite. Stovies, a common appetiser found throughout Scotland. Stovies or stovies, it might be, is a meat and potato-based dish that serves as a starter or an accompanying dish in many restaurants and pubs throughout the country. Made by combining potatoes, sausages, roast and minced meat and spices and cooked everything all in one pot. Stovies or stovies is the perfect traditional Scottish food to try during the cold winter months.
That sounds quite nice, actually.
It does. But I seem to remember I've seen this, and I liked all my food to be burnt to within a millimetre of its life.
It's already dead a lot of the time.
Yeah. This seemed to be that you're really boiling the sausages as opposed to grilling them or frying them or oven cooking them like that, so they don't crisp up. Now, I'm very much a fan of crisping up. And although the actual sound of stovies all the ingredients sound right, I'm not sure, because I might have just seen a particular one. They look quite pallid, quite just pink, like almost not raw, but almost like that, and didn't seem very appetising. But apparently, it tastes incredible.
Well, maybe you'd like it then. Maybe you take it and then you fry it.
Well,
like make a little patty out of it.
Little patty out of the whole thing and fry it, and then make it sort of a little burger-like substance, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. It could do. Neeps and tatties, which I think is one of the best named foods there are. I mean, that they certainly have got better names for their stuff than we have. Often accompanying a national dish of haggis, neeps and tatties are made from root vegetables that have been boiled and mashed into two delicious side dishes. When served alongside haggis even, the meal in entirety is called a burn supper. Healthy and delicious, neeps and tatties is just another name for potatoes and turnips and can be found featured in many different kinds of Scottish dishes. if you see something on there that says potatoes and turnips, doesn't sound anything like neeps and tatties. I'd much rather go for
neeps and
some,
tatties.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it. I do apologise because I think on one of the stings I may have attempted a Scottish accent and it didn't go quite as I'd expected it, and ended up more Eastern European. But
right, okay.
I gave it a go. I
Not
wasn't trying to insult
West Country.
anybody. Not West Country, no, it went a different direction. In fact, ever since I tried to do an accent, or we've done a vampire episode, most of my accents now have veered towards Eastern European or Transylvanian. So, I seem to go on one route
what do you
and
mean
then stop.
the vampire episode? That was someone completely different. That wasn't you.
No, I did. We did muck about and do the voices though, didn't we? Oh, you're talking about Brad the Inhaler. Yeah, he did his own thing, but yeah, we did try the accents as well, didn't we? So,
yeah, I guess so.
yes. So the
Irn Bru.
Irn Bru. That's one of your favourites, isn't it?
Yep, I like Irn Bru. It's really nice.
It is.
Don't know what flavour it is.
You don't know what flavour it is.
No, what flavour is Irn Bru?
I don't know. It's got a bit of an orangey taste to it.
No, not really though, is it? It's orange in colour.
Yeah.
And you're assuming it's an orangey taste, but it's not
Irn
orange.
Bru's been it's been sold all around the country for a long, long while. You can get that anywhere now.
I'll tell you what, you can get it anywhere. It's never as prevalent as when you're in Scotland and you have a look in. There's almost sometimes an entire aisle dedicated to Irn Bru. It appears, and that's not me like generalising. Genuinely, and you might think, oh, there's not that much Irn Bru around, but genuinely, if you're in Scotland and you come down to England and something, you try and look for Irn Bru, you will not see it as prevalent as
I thought it was fairly well. Yeah, I thought it was everywhere.
If you go to if we go to Sainsbury's now, if we were to go there now, yes, there would be Irn Bru there, and yes, there would be like the Irn Bru and the Irn Bru Extra and a bottle of Irn Bru and stuff like that. However, it's not stocked as heavily, so there'll be like one line of it rather than like two lines of it. Whereas in Scotland, you'll get two lines of it, and then you also get different size bottles and different size cans. You'll probably have less options here than you would in Scotland.
Oh yeah, because you ended up drinking like twice your own body weight in.
I did drink too much Irn Bru the last time. It's only
Just
because we
get
bought
it through.
cans, but then I got home one day and then didn't have a can. Definitely should have drunk more than what I did.
And then you had to drink three
And then
cans
I had to drink
at the
3 cans
airport.
in the last day.
Yeah. Nice.
I did feel a bit sick after that though.
Yeah. So look, from your last visit to Edinburgh then, what are your lasting memories from that? What did you really love about it and what didn't you love about it so much?
I loved the landscape. I loved looking up at Arthur's Seat because we were actually staying really quite close to Arthur's Seat.
Yeah, we had an excellent place, didn't we?
And didn't even mean to because it got cancelled last minute, our other one, and then we ended up there. Really good scenery. We didn't actually venture into the city quite as much as we have done previously, though I've seen a lot of the city, but I do really like it, so going back.
What about your runs?
Runs were tough. I always loved the 10k at Arthur's Seat because you climb up Arthur's Seat, like run up Arthur's Seat for about, I want to say about 3.5 kilometres, maybe 4. You're pretty much going uphill most of that way.
Yeah,
not
first
quite as
half of
steep. It does kind of settle down, but it's not really downhill until the 4th kilometre. And the 4th kilometre you run downhill and you just let it take you. Sometimes too much is the way, but I just enjoy that.
You were
I
like
just
headless
love
chicken coming out. I was because I was running with broken ribs. I was quite
idiot.
idiot. Was quite worried anyway. And I ran the 10k with you, didn't I? We stayed together. And then when we got to that bit and it's really steep going downhill, you just went nuts. And I was really worried that at one stage if you tripped up then, you'd have been in big trouble.
Yeah, but it was
You'd have been
fun.
a mess. Oh, it was good fun, but rather worrying at the same time. So, but no, that was good. That was good to do that together. And then I did the 5k, didn't I, with your mum and
Your mum.
and your sister, and then
And
Jane.
no, Jane did the 10k with us.
Yeah. And then, obviously, on the Sunday, we went off and I'd survived 2 races on the Saturday. So I went and done the half marathon, which we only found out hours of the previous evening, right into the evening, we found out it was in a completely different place to where we thought the start was.
But the start was closer to where we were staying.
Closer to where we were. So I went up there and started the half marathon, done that. But meantime, you were all getting set up, weren't you, for the relay that we were going to do. And Sam, who's a friend of the podcast, Sam, he ran his first marathon, as did
Rob,
my brother-in-law, Rob.
Or Rib,
as he kept getting referred to, which I thought was just taking the mickey out of me. But yes, and that was hard work, but really good fun. So,
what would you rate out of 7, the trip?
Trip out of 7, 8.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry, out of 7?
Yeah.
Oh, 6.
Oh, right.
I think it, I wasn't feeling very comfortable.
The airport was quite acute at the end.
And the airport was a bit of a stressful environment when we came back because of the baggage handling and the security and not having enough people in there. So, yeah, that was a bit. And the pressure on a plane, what I'd forgotten about.
Drinking too many Irn Brus.
Too many Irn Brus. Pressure on a plane when you've got broken ribs is no fun because you feel you tighten and tighten, and it was quite painful. So I'd have to rethink that next time.
Don't break your ribs next time.
All right, I won't do that then.
And now a word from our sponsors.
I thought you were going to do that in a Scottish accent.
I was really trying, but it wasn't coming out that right. Shall I give it another go?
Go for it.
And now a word from our sponsors.
No, you shouldn't have worried.
Say hello to the deep fried guys, frying things is our game. If you love deep fried stuff, you better remember our name. Have a look at our deep fried menu, have you noticed it's deep fried too? All things served by our deep fried waiters, lovingly prepared for you. Jaffa cakes,
we just fry 'em.
Pringles,
Fry 'em too.
pasta bake,
we're gonna fry
hot
it.
noodles.
What else would we do?
Sit and eat at our deep fried tables, take a seat on our deep fried chairs, bring some friends for a deep fried party, deep fried tapas for those who share. Maltesers,
we will fry them.
lasagna,
Fry 'em tonight.
boiled eggs,
Fry 'em, try 'em.
chicken tikka.
Deep fried delight.
The deep fried guys, nobody does it better.
Game time.
Woohoo!
Okay. So, it's good game time.
Yeah. In case you're unaware, it's a bit where we play a game.
Yes.
I thought it was self-explanatory. Why are you asking?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to people asking.
Okay. This week, I thought I'd sort of shake it up a little bit, and we've got a multiple...
Like the Disney show,
choice,
Shake It Up.
Quiz called Okai the New Quiz, right? It's 10 questions, multiple choice. Away we go. Oh, but before we do...
I've whacked the mic. Whack the mic.
Play my sting.
Do you know a haggis from a deep-fried Mars bar? Do you know Lulu from Isla Sinclair? This week's quiz will test your knowledge. This week's quiz I'm about to share.
What a lovely sting.
Yeah, and I do apologise for the accent. It didn't quite work out. Okay, you ready for this? Okay, are you ready for this?
No.
Okay, I'll do it anyway.
Okay.
Question 1. Sir Niels Olaf III is a Norwegian living in Edinburgh and has had her knighthood handed down through 3 generations, also receiving a military promotion in 2016. But what is unusual about Sir Olaf? Is he A penguin?
I was waiting for it to be snow themed.
Is it B, the only woman to be a Sir? Or is it C, he's a fictional character?
He's a fictional character, C.
You're going for C, he's a fictional character. Sir Niels Olaf III is in fact a penguin.
Amazing. Does he live at Edinburgh Zoo?
He does. He's a Norwegian Kingsguard mascot.
I've probably seen him.
And basically, and I mean, he got a knighthood, and the generations have come down. He's always had a mascot, and he's always had the knighthood. So incredible.
I went to Edinburgh Zoo last, the only time in 2018.
Yeah.
So I probably saw him.
Yeah, you might have. We did the previous time. There's loads of penguins there. In fact, it's very penguin heavy.
You did the Penguin Heavy.
Yeah.
You did. You went in 2018 as well. You went the day before us.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
There was a panda there.
Was there?
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Question 2.
But no other animals, apparently.
No, I didn't see any other animals because they were all hidden or they didn't have them. Question. That's a really
that's because they're part-time.
hilly zoo as well. I thought
Yeah, that is a
Cultures
hilly
Zoo
zoo.
was hilly, but that's big time.
There's
hilly.
one point I got a picture of Becky standing on a hill, and she's almost like, if you line it up so like the fence is and the floor is, she's like at a 45-degree angle.
Like Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Doing Smooth Criminal. Question 2. Edinburgh is the home to the first ever what? A. McGreg's. B. Police station. C. Fire station.
Did you say McGreg's?
Yes.
As in like a McDonald's and Greg's combo?
Yeah.
Police station or fire station, the other two?
Yeah.
Police station because of Scotland Yard.
Oh, nice little tie in there. No.
All right.
Edinburgh is the home to the first ever fire station.
See, Scotland Yard, I was linking it to London.
Yeah, no, I
police and
got
stuff like
why
that,
you
but
did it, wasn't it? But yeah, you're wrong.
Wrong.
Right. Question 3.
McGreg's is your own creation,
Which
though, yeah?
of these delicacies was invented in Edinburgh? A. Jaffa cakes. B. Gummy bears. C. Sherbet dib dabs.
B, gummy bears.
You're thinking B. Gummy bears. It is in fact A. Jaffa cakes were invented by McVitie's, who were based in Edinburgh. Or
But
were at the time.
there's a thing that yeah, were at the time, I guess, because you got the guy who he's all made in Chelsea is the heir to the McVitie's
Oh, he is, isn't
thing.
he? Yeah.
So I just assume maybe that would be a
Well, I mean, all this is up for
London thing.
argument because
from Chelsea. Vittie's
I'm
fortune.
often wrong, but so far you've got none right. Question 4.
That's open to argument.
What is the national animal of Scotland? Is it A, a lion? Is it B, unicorn? Or is it C, a badger?
It's a unicorn.
It is a unicorn. Well done.
It's on the Royal Sigil, isn't it?
Yeah, mythical beast as well. What about that?
Cryptozoology.
Yeah,
Wow.
what
Go
a little
listen
time.
to episode 68. No, don't listen to that one. Listen to episode 67.
Dear, what episode is
Although
this?
we do talk about royalty in episode 68.
We do. What episode is this?
69.
Nice. Question 5. There are at least 2 statues of dogs in Edinburgh. Greyfriars Bobby is one.
Yep.
But what is the name of the other dog immortalised as a statue?
You say at least 2.
Yeah.
Right.
So what is the name of the other dog
Because we can't guarantee there's not more.
immortalised as a statue? Yeah, but it's a specific one to a dog. I mean, there might be dogs in other statues, but this is specifically...
But there might be someone like got a statue of a dog in their garden.
Yeah, but I'm talking about famous... Right.
Right.
I feel like I've got to read this again now. There are at least 2
don't
statues
have
of
to.
dogs in Edinburgh. Greyfriars Bobby is one, but what was the name of the other dog immortalised as a statue? Is it A, Willie? Is it B, Fufu? Or is it C, Bum?
Willie.
It is in fact Bum.
What?
I've got
I
a
thought
feeling.
Willie was the only one that'd be a name.
No, Bum.
But
It's
Fufu
called
was
Bum.
obviously for the rude bit of a woman.
Rude bit of a woman. Front bottom. No, it's bum. Front bum. But it's bum because I believe it's like something to do with something over in America as well, and there's
They've
a statue
got a
of
dog
it
called
there.
Fanny
Called Bum.
in America.
I got that one wrong.
You got that one wrong.
You did.
Oh.
Question six.
What's the sitch?
Which
Question
of these is a real place / road name in Edinburgh? A. Todger Avenue. B. Cockburn Street. C. Back Alley.
Cockburn Street.
It is correct. It's B. Cockburn Street. Question 7. Edinburgh wasn't always the capital of Scotland.
Every time you say Edinburgh, it comes
I
up
say,
different.
I don't know what's happening. Edinburgh wasn't always the capital of Scotland. Which of these was? Was it A. Scone, B. Donut, or C. Shortbread?
Scone.
That is correct. It was called Scone before it was called... Oh, no, sorry. Scone was the capital of Scotland before Edinburgh.
Is that where
was the
scones
capital.
come from?
Maybe.
But the thing that leads me with that, because I was really thrown off because I was thinking, well, it won't be the stupid ones, but then the last one was a stupid one, bum, and that was an answer, so...
Exactly. Question 8. The famous Royal Mile is how long?
Did the people touch the bum like they touched Greyfriars Bobby?
Maybe.
Greyfriars Bobby?
Greyfriars Bobby, yeah.
Got the wrong colour, gold fries.
Question 8. The famous Royal Mile is how long? Is it A, 1 mile 3 yards long? Is it B, 1 mile 7 yards long? Or is it C, 1 mile 9 yards long? Oh, God. 1 mile 9 yards long. 1 mile yo-yo long. What's going on? What's happening? I've got to say Edinburgh again in a minute as
No, I
well.
was young. Was it 3, 5 or 9?
So it's 1.3, 1.7 or 1.9.
1.3.
It is in fact 1.7 yards. 1 mile, 7 yards. Sorry about that. Question 9, the penultimate question. At 1 p.m, 6 days a week, what is shot from Edinburgh Castle? Is it A, a haggis? Is it B, a sporran? Or is it C, a cannon shot?
You go for a sporran because I don't know what it is.
You don't know what a sporran is?
No.
Right, well, that's incorrect. It's a cannon shot. So they fire a cannon at 1 p.m.
At what?
Just generally out. If you're
All right.
in the way, you're in the way. A sporran is what's on the front of a kilt.
Oh, right, then I wouldn't have gone for that.
Wow,
Can I
thought
change
you
it to
didn't know.
cannon shot?
No. And your last question. Question 10. What was kept in the flat above a bakery near Fish Market Close in Edinburgh before the baker complained? What was kept in the flat above a bakery near Fish Market Close in Edinburgh before the baker complained? Was it A, Sir Olaf III? Was it B, a baby hippo? Or was it C, an elephant?
A baby hippo.
So close and yet so far. It was actually an elephant that had been
Upstairs?
kept upstairs, yeah, and they complained.
Fair enough, they complained.
Yeah,
I'd
they
complain about the baby hippo
and
as
it
well.
had to be moved. So there you go. Well,
Strong floors, though.
very strong floors for it to be able to be up there, but that was the case, I'm afraid. But there you go. That's the end of my little Scottish Edinburgh quiz. You didn't do brilliantly on that, but there were some weird questions within that anyway, so I'll let you off for that.
Thank you for letting me off.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think it's... we got a lot of love for Edinburgh. We got a lot of time for it. I think we'll be back as well, won't we?
We will be back. Unfortunately, next year, the Edinburgh Festival is the weekend before the Thursday that your younger sister gets married.
So I think they need to move the wedding.
So it's I don't think that'll happen. But so there's already been some sort of talk about whether we should go up there or not, or whether it's too close to the wedding. But we'll see. It may not be the trip that we might have done normally, but it'll be a shame not to go and see our friends in the very far north.
Of us. They're not that far north.
There may be, yeah, maybe just.
Because if you say in the far north, in most other countries, they'd be like, well, it's a long way.
Well, I meant for the British Isles. And
for
even
us,
Edinburgh,
it's like down the road.
Isn't far north of Scotland. But I'm just saying, it's further north than we are. But no, beautiful place, beautiful people, so friendly, so I just feel the atmosphere. I mean, we go specifically for something up there.
I was a bit gutted about the lawnmower that wasn't there.
Oh, you quite like the remote lawnmower that goes up and down on the mound. Well, yeah, okay, the automatic lawnmower that goes up and down on the mound, and it was in its little shed, when it little house.
Or was it just not there at all?
No, I think it was in that little locked up house up the top. So yeah, you like that, don't you?
Maybe it's because of the time of day.
Maybe
because we went there more so the evening.
Maybe
Bella Italia always does well that weekend, don't they?
They do. Well, you have to eat lots of getting your carbohydrates and everything. So a lot of pasta's eaten over that weekend, I imagine. So yes, we usually go out and have that sort of meal. But perhaps if we go up there, we should try and seek out something a little bit different next time.
Maybe after the race, because I don't think it'd be a good idea before the race still.
No, but after the race, we'll try and find somewhere
like a deep fried Mars bar.
Yeah,
to have
from the deep fried guys,
served with Irn Bru. Do you reckon if you frozen a cube of Irn Bru, you could potentially, if you do it fast enough, deep fry it?
I have no idea. I don't think you could, because I think the intensity of the deep frying
would
oil
explode it.
Would just almost evaporate straight away. Give it a go. Try it in your pizza oven.
No. Do you know how hot my pizza oven gets?
Go on.
Up to like 500 degrees.
Wow.
Yes,
think what we could burn in that.
Pizza.
Be great. Yeah, I still can't work out how you wouldn't just have pizzas that were on fire. But you know, I'm looking forward to be proven wrong and that have some delicious pizza served like 7 days a week.
That's a lot of pizza.
It is a lot of pizza, but why get a pizza oven if you're not going to use it?
The dough's going to take up quite a lot of time. Anyway, that's the end of our podcast, I think, because we're going too much.
Can I just say, I realise I don't say this, thank you for everybody that listens to the podcast. We do appreciate it. We do appreciate people keep listening to it. I know, we talk a lot of drivel on these, but thanks for sticking with us, and it's very much appreciated.
Yeah. If you want to show your appreciation to us, you can do so via message. You can do that on the app. Not the app.
No.
Sorry, that's my work brain coming into play there, about to promote the app and the website to you. Right, you can do that via our website. You can go on the contact page, and then you can leave a message on there. You can leave a comment, question, complaint, suggestion, just anything else. You can notify that you'd like us to read it on the podcast, or you can specify that you'd rather us not read it on the podcast. There's an option for that. Also, you can support us by using the shop on the store and buying some bits to help support the podcast. But also there's adverts that you may have noticed. They help support the podcast too. So just trying to ignore them if you can. If you don't want to listen to them, if you want to listen to them, that's fine. Also, you can go on the website fatherandsundays.com, and you can also get all the episodes on there. It also links to all the different podcast platforms, because we're on pretty much all the platforms you would want. Blog posts on the website as well, but you can also rate the podcast on your chosen podcast platform like Spotify or iTunes. And lastly, we have Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. You can like and share us on all of those, and follow us as well. That would be good. And then you can also message us in there if you so wish to.
Okay, shall we spiel over? I suppose all that's left for us to say is goodbye and good night.
All right.